Every time a fan-favorite celebrity couple calls off their marriage, the internet collectively wonders if love is even real anymore. And the answer to that is yes, it still is. In fact, there are quite a few relationships in Hollywood that have lasted for a very long time, and kicking off ours is none other than the golden relationship of Tinseltown, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Goldie and Kurt have been together since 1984 and have an incredibly large blended family together. While they've never legally gotten married, their partnership is still as strong as any other legally binding bond. There's also the case of America's dad and mom, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. The two first met on the set of Bosom Buddies and eventually went on to get married in 1988 and have two sons together, Chet and Truman. Even though their love has lasted a span of 3 decades, the love Tom has for Rita has not once dwindled. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick first started dating in the early 90s and have been together ever since. They tied the knot in May of 1997 and went on to welcome 3 kids into the world. And according to Matthew, when you love your partner as much as he does, celebrating over 20 years of marriage doesn't feel like it's been that long at all. In 2020, the actor opened up about his relationship on an episode of Sirius XM's Quarantined with Bruce and admitted that he doesn't actually know the secret to a long-lasting marriage.
I don't know the secret at all, but but I'm very grateful, and I love her, and it's amazing. I mean, I can't believe that it's been that long. It doesn't feel like it.
I guess time really does fly when you're having as much fun as Matthew and SJP. Beyonce and Jay-Z also make the cut for one of the most successful marriages in Hollywood. The two have been together for about 15 years and married for 12. And like any other couple out there, they've had their fair shares of highs and lows. The only difference is Beyonce and Jay-Z turned their differences into award-winning albums. But as we all know, B and J prove that they can weather any storm as long as they're doing it together. Since they've been married, the musical power couple have welcomed 3 kids, Blue Ivy, and twins Rumi and Surin to their brood. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith are another big Hollywood fave. The two actually met after Jada had auditioned for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it wasn't until a few years later in 1997 that Will and Jada got hitched and started a family together. And yes, we have to acknowledge the little rough patch Will and Jada hit in the more recent years, which led to Jada opening up about her infamous entanglement with August Alsina on Red Table Talk.
I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. Mm-hmm. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. Mm-hmm. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that that wasn't possible.
If there's anything we learned about relationships from these two, it's like open communication and being honest with your feelings is key. And of course, you didn't think we'd forget about Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, did you? It all started when Chrissy and John met on the set of his music video for Stereo in 2006, and with the exception of John trying to break up with Chrissy and her roasting him for it, the two ended up happily married with Luna and Miles after tying the knot in 2013. Power couple Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance first met when they were at the Yale School of Drama. But it's not where their love story starts. It wasn't until years later when the two reconnected in Los Angeles that they pursued a relationship, with Angela and Courtney eventually tying the knot in 2007. Then a few years after being married, the couple published a book on love titled Friends, A Love Story. For Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard, there weren't any sparks when they first met. However, when they ran into each other 2 weeks after that initial meeting at a hockey game, that's when things started to click. Then fast forward to over a decade later and the two are happily married with 2 daughters. Oprah Winfrey and Stedman Graham's relationship has really withstood the test of time. The two started dating in 1986 and actually got really close to tying the knot because after a few years of dating, Stedman popped the question. However, the two eventually decided against getting married and instead they've remained by each other's side ever since. What did we tell you? Love really does exist in Hollywood.